The Ben Fund is a police charity that's been around for 50 years. It was set up by forces in the Northwest to look after their members. So we provide physiotherapy, we provide psychological support through counselling, we provide respite care for officers who may need to get away from the workplace with their family for a free break. And we also provide financial support. So we provide death grants, £5,000 for death in service, and we also provide grants and loans for officers who may find themselves in financial distress.
It's vital to have facilities like this to support our officers. We are so good at recognising mental health issues particularly, but the physical impacts of policing as well. And to have the Ben Fund here to support officers getting back into the workplace and being physically and mentally fit is vital.
It's helped me massively, and I think being so young in, you think you're invincible. You know, you put your stab vest on and you think, no one's going to touch me. But it's not just them work-related injuries, it's anything. You know, if you play sports, anything like that. If I ever got an injury playing rugby, I could come to the Ben Fund. It doesn't have to be work-specific.
It's quite a while ago, but I was a young cop myself and felt as though I could take on a lot more than I probably can now. But of course, in the nature of the job, you get injured, you get assaulted, and those injuries can sometimes take quite a while to either recover from or repair. So the services that the Ben Fund provide assist that and get people back to work a lot quicker than they would normally do if they were left to their own devices or through the NHS.
Being 23, I didn't think I'd ever need any sort of physio or anything like that, but coming here and using it twice, you get in so quick. I've only had about 4 or 7 sessions with them, both occasions, and I was back to normal straight away.
Well, what's really good about the Ben Fund is it's a local service. Not only do we have this great facility here in the heart of the Ribble Valley, but we've also got satellite offices within the forces that are members. So it's not as though you've got to travel a long way around the region or take a lot of time away from work, because the services can actually be provided during duty time. Therefore, you're cutting down on the loss of provision of service to the public.
It's changed people's lives in a whole range of ways. People come in here who are broken, in terms of physically broken. By patient work, by our very skilled physiotherapists, we put them back together again so that they can live a normal life and aspire to going back to work.
Everybody's an individual. There's no set treatment for anybody. They can come and stay here for a night if they want. They can stay for a week. They can just come as an outpatient. People have got family commitments. So we try to accommodate that in everything that we do with them.
I'm so glad I did it, because I wouldn't be at the point I'm at now, 2 months post-op, if I didn't have this available to me. I'd probably pay more now that I know that this is the services they offer.
We're able to see police officers right the way from acute injury, early stage rehab, post-operative care, right the way through to end stage rehabilitation. So the time we are able to spend with our patients is really valuable, and also the facilities we have here. So we have a full gym, we have hydrotherapy, we have a swimming pool, and we have exercise classes. So the more we can offer our patients, the better chance we have to be able to assist in their overall health and recovery and well-being.
Tragically, in 2019, PC Shazad Sadiq passed away in Scotland following a tragic accident. He'd only been a police officer for 11 months with Greater Manchester Police, and thankfully, because he was a member of the Ben Fund, we were able to support his family with a benevolent grant within 24 hours.
Well, it helped us a lot with the funeral costs and everything. At that moment, I was heavily pregnant, and well, my husband had a sudden death and we didn't know what to do, and then obviously Shaz had the fund, and then along Craig came and said, okay, you've got these benefits, you've got this.
There was less burden on my mum. She didn't have to work so suddenly. She got to relax a bit, and it was less pressure.
So in the police, obviously, it's like a big family. It sounds cliche, but it's true, it is. We're all there, sticking together, we're in it to help each other. My dad, he passed away in 1996 on duty, and he was in the Ben Fund. He was supported. I know my mum was working part-time at the time, and she was sort of struggling. How was she going to sort of cope with two kids, me and my brother? They were there to say, probably literally the day after it happened, we'll sort it, and they were helping us.
We provide psychological support, counselling for officers. Mental health is a huge issue in the police service, and officers come here and we will give them as many sessions as they require to make sure that they are in a much better position than they were before they came for counselling.
The Ben Fund offers this unique and bespoke service for wellbeing. We offer a mental health service, which is a counselling provision at St Michael's and in our satellite offices.
I genuinely don't say it lightly. I think this place saved not just my mental health and my sort of life, but I think it saved my career. To come here and have that time out just to get better was just, yeah, it was absolutely priceless.
What I would like to say to people about signing up for the Ben Fund is you don't know when you'll need it. You don't know when your colleague stood next to you will need it. But when you need it, it will be there.
One of my best friends, a serving police officer within Lancashire, Detective Sergeant Mark Cruz, was sadly diagnosed with motor neurones disease just over 2 years ago. Mark has needed an awful lot of help and support whilst he fights and battles with it, as do his family. And the Benevolent Fund really did step up to help with his condition in terms of hydrotherapy and also physiotherapy, and that has given him a cause and reason to keep going. The Benevolent Fund also provided significant support to allow the downstairs living room into a wet room and bedroom for Mark because he can't make the stairs, and also an extension in the form of a loan to convert the back of the house and build an orangery so that he could still have family space and he wasn't isolated.
A subscription to the Ben Fund costs very, very little, but it gives you that peace of mind that if something does happen to you, and it could happen at any moment, you have that support there.
The whole process is nice and easy. Everybody's so kind and so open. If you've got any questions, it's so easy to get an answer. And again, the rehabilitation process, it's just smooth.
It's taken from payroll. Prior to taxation, it actually reduces the cost to provide you with that reassurance that you're going to be looked after should the worst happen.
The small contribution per month, what is it, a pint of beer in London, a couple of pints of beer up north, it isn't the end of the world over the course of a month, and you just don't know when you might need it, and especially when others might need it.